This file right here is from a teacher who had sex with a student. Okay? You're not going to jail. You know what this whole file is about? It's about whether or not they get to keep their pension.
Okay.
Sex with a teenage girl. Is he going to jail?
The following two interactions capture New Jersey school union leaders in undercover videotape obtained by Project Veritas.
Your brother-in-law is a teacher.
Yes.
Teacher or
middle school, yeah.
Okay, so he's a teacher, and he doesn't want to come to us for what reason?
Yeah, so, well, because here's the situation. So he had, apparently, like, a few weeks ago, he had an altercation with a student. And I don't know, like, what exactly happened, but he was telling me and my sister about it. But, like, from the sounds of it, like, you know, I don't know how the kid didn't have bruises, really. But what's weird is that this happened, like, 3-4 weeks ago, and no one has reported it yet. So, like, we've been telling him, you know, you need to go to the union, you need to talk to them. And he's like, well, I'm not going to just bring attention, you know. And he's worried, like, but I'm like, well, okay, so it's been like 3 weeks. So what if the kid, like, all of a sudden...
They can do it at any time.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I'm not even going to ask you for your name, and I'm only giving you advice because you look like a nice young lady and you're concerned for your brother-in-law. Because technically we have to talk to him because he's the member who
Exactly.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you what he needs to do, seriously. He needs to come in here and put it on file with me. Nobody else knows. I don't say anything. I don't tell anybody. But he would come in there and tell me exactly what happened, the truth.
Right.
Listen, if you hit the kid, you hit the kid. It is what it is. By him coming to us, only protects him down the road. For one, if the parents turn around or the kid goes and tells somebody and the parents come in and nothing's said or something is obviously said at this point, he would be under our control and he'll have an attorney immediately for free.
Right, because he's a member.
Because he's a member.
Yeah.
So he would get an attorney. I do not want to make an issue of this either. I don't want to say, hey, listen, I got John Smith here and he punched a kid last 3 weeks ago and he's worried about it. No. That's up to them. If it's something which allegedly happened, that's up to them to come forth with it. Eventually it could, because if your brother-in-law pisses this kid off, again, he may say, well, he did this 3 weeks ago. So he needs to come in here to tell me his side of the story so we have it ready. And then as soon as I get the call, listen, Dave, you're going to have a hip report on a teacher who apparently hit a kid or whatever the case may be. Then I already have it. I said I was informed that this is what happened. It might be allegations of this or whatever. And then immediately we would turn it over to an attorney. So
okay,
that's my advice to him. He doesn't have to, but I would just say to be on the safe side, if he was to come in here, talk to me, let me know what's going on, so that if it does come up, of course I'm not going to bring it up. That'd be ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at least he's protected and we're ahead of the game. Because he would come in, and I'm not asking you because I don't want to hear from anybody but him if he wants to tell me. Is to tell me exactly what happened. Is he a non-tenured teacher?
I'm pretty sure he's tenured.
5 years at least? Yeah. Okay, then he's a tenured teacher. So to be fired would have to really be something horrific to occur.
Like what?
Beating up a kid, where there was blood, raping, sexual conduct. Okay. Those kinds of things are things that can be fired. But if this happened 3 weeks ago, I'm going to probably say that the kid forgot about it. Obviously it's a boy. Is it a boy? Yeah. I think he asked me questions, but I'm trying to get the information to give you the best advice. My best advice for him is if he wants to keep quiet, that's fine. But if it should arise, then we're going through day one. At least now I'll have his statement. Well, I did touch him on his shoulder, or I grabbed him by his arm, but I didn't think nothing of it. Or I beat the shit out of him. Yeah. You know what I mean? At least we know about it, and now I can start getting his defense. Right. If it should come up. If nobody brings it up from school, I don't say boo. He's right. You don't want to bring attention to this. You know what I mean? Because obviously it wasn't big enough for that student to complain, I got hurt, I was beaten, I was threatened, I was boomed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless, of course, and I've had this, where the teacher would say, "You say anything, I'll kill you."
Well, that's
Okay. See, he needs to come on file that an incident occurred, and when the school brings it up on me, of course, we're not going to give them that information. In other words, we're going to bring it down a level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Yeah, I'd really. Yeah. You want to bring this down to a lower level. That if anything was to come about, that we would say this was. My argument would be, and I'm telling you what I would do, which again I'm just trying to ease his mind because I'm sure he's nervous, he's upset. I mean, they go for tenure charges, hold 10 yards. Is that yes, Mr. Jones came into me 3 weeks ago, and he told me that there was an incident in school, and he was a little concerned because this kid could be, could be a liar, could say stuff, didn't want to get blown out. And what Mr. Smith told me was that yes, he did put him in his seat, or he did pull him, or whatever. But we don't come back and say that we threatened him. We never threatened him. The kid could have went to anybody. Nobody. These are questions I got to ask him. Did anybody hear him say that? I'll kill you if you tell somebody, or I'll get you. Because if he did that, and there's witnesses, they do what they call a HIB investigation. They'll get the class. See, these are all questions I need to know. But he needs to not tell a soul about this. Nobody. People in school, because they all talk. I don't care if it's his best friend. He needs to keep it with his wife and you, and that's it. But I'm going to strongly advise, and not because I want to know people's business. Believe me, I'd rather not have to handle this and let it go away. But the fact that he did say something like that, like if you say something, whatever he said, is a threat. And now the kid's going to turn around and say, "Well, he threatened me." This way I can say, no. On March 22nd, the day after the incident, Mr. Smith came over to me and told me this is what happened, and we just wanted to put on record so that nothing more would come up.
Oh, so it covers you.
It covers him too. And because he came in and reported it right away, and that he was afraid, anything could happen. But here's what happened: everything else is unless some other kid or another teacher heard it, or he opens his mouth and he's telling, "Oh my God, I just hit Dave Perry and I threatened him." And of course they might bring a teacher in or whatever. That teacher squeals on him unless they're really close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the fact that if he comes in, it's private. Nobody knows anything. We talk like this. I just put it on a file and it stays with me.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, first of all, I think that having just the idea of having it in a file is what makes him nervous, that he would have a record attached to his name.
Well, there's a record in his defense. What I put in there is strictly what he tells me. So when he comes in here, and I'm going to tell him what to say, basically. In other words, if you threaten a kid, you didn't threaten a kid. You said, "Knock it off or else." But if you actually said, "Knock it off or I'll kill you, or I'll beat the shit out of you, or I'll hurt you, or I'll hurt your family," we don't say that. It's a mistake. It was out of the emotions. We don't even log it. But if we log it now, and somebody calls me, "Oh yeah," I would, HR would call me and say, "We're doing a head investigation by a kid. Went to his mother. The parents are complaining now that this teacher threatened him. His friends, whatever it may be." Okay, I got this, but I'm going to let you know right now, he came in the day after. Even though he didn't, I would say he did. And the only record that this is stays here. Yeah. Only for my proof that he was here. And I'll show him what I write. I'm not going to write.
So it would be a record.
It's not even a record. It's a piece of paper with a file
in defense of him.
Absolutely. I would never.
So it wouldn't be like a mark on his record.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. I would never.
Okay. That makes sense.
If you go to the Hamilton Board of Education and report this, they're gonna call the police and they're gonna call parents and all that. We don't do that. We don't do it here. I'm here to defend even the worst people. God forbid if a child, and I hate to keep using this, was sexually mistreated, and the person came and said, "Listen, Dave, I made a mistake." First of all, I'm going to be pissed off because you don't do that. But it's my job. It's almost like being a priest. It's my job to protect.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by sexual misconduct? Because he touched her hair? It's not sexual. Was it right? No. But you get it down to the lowest level possible. So my advice that you can give him is I would come and see me And listen, if he doesn't want it on record after what he tells me, so be it. But I don't want him coming here with a bunch of lies. I need to know the truth so that we can bend the truth. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm here to defend. No matter the worst teachers in the world, I have defended.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like a physical...
It was bad?
Yeah, like a physical skirmish.
Slap, punch?
Yeah, I mean, I think the kid, maybe bruises and...
Okay, but we're 3 weeks past it, and it hasn't been reported. So those bruises are
no one's called.
So the bruises are going away, which is a good thing. But he's scared, he's going to say. I can only advise you.
Yeah.
But at least you know with me, it's not going anywhere but between him and I. And if I had to, it would go to an attorney. Free. He would need, because if it ever got to that point, you're going to need an attorney.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And this way we're in defense. But the fact that if he comes to me tomorrow, I'm going to date it back to the day after the incident.
Okay.
He was upset. He was worried. He did shake the kid. So if they said there was bruises, yeah, there was bruises where? I got to ask him where he hit him. Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, because he was trying to put him back in the seat because he was getting physical. And he was telling, we reverse it onto the kid.
Okay, yeah.
That's my job. It's not a good job, but it's my job and what I have to do.
It's not
people
pleasant,
who actually snap one time and lose it, I can do that because I get it. It happens 2-3 times. I still have to defend the people. I got people who are on drugs, and she 5 times was fired, and I got her job back 5 times.
Oh, wow.
So, and I'm not patting myself on the shoulder. It's just the way I work. And I'm pretty good at what I do with HR to keep it out of lawyers' hands so we don't get our names in the paper. Even the ones we get in the paper, we get that resolved. I don't know if you saw the one that was shoplifting.
Right.
We took care of her.
Yeah.
Her job didn't lose anything. So I'm here to defend. But he needs to not tell anybody a thing. This has got to be down the river. And that's why you say, listen.
I think that he's only just told us. Like, I'm 99.9%
I pray to God that's the case. Because then they have nothing. And the longer it goes, the better off it is. And if nobody ever brings it up, But if this kid brings it up 9 months from now, oh, no. I have the record right here. He came in, and then we would say what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Because my defense would be, well, this kid is saying it now, 9 months after the fact. Why? Because he gave him a bad grade? And now I say, not to say anything. That's I mean, there's a lot of things we could do. I just need to hear the truth from him so that I can know what to do. Because if there was a witness or there was a camera, we know. See, that's why he wants to keep it quiet, because the cameras, I think, in another week, they go away, okay? So
after a certain point, the cameras, are erased.
Exactly. That's why I would never want to bring it up. The longer we wait, the longer there's no camera. If it happened in a hallway, or if it happened outside on the playground, or in the cafeteria, there are cameras. In a classroom, there's not. That's illegal.
Imagine if it were your middle school age child who is hit by a grown man, a person who is supposed to be your child's teacher, and then you were to find out that the teachers union was not only defending this grown man who hit your middle school age child, but was actively bending the truth, or what we in the real world call lying, to protect him from the consequences. And if you think this was an isolated incident, wait until you see the next video. It gets even worse.
I'm kind of here for a little bit of advice on the situation. Because he kind of got into this, I kind of wanted to put this in hypothetical terms, of just...
Everything that we're saying here is hypothetical.
Okay.
So, you can be as explicit as you want, because none of this ever happened.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, the student, pretty much became, very disrespectful towards him, and spit on him and called him the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of, advanced towards him during all this, and my brother pushed him when he came towards him, and he fell and injured himself.
The student?
Yes.
Okay. When did this happen?
It's about 2 weeks ago.
I've heard nothing.
Okay. Yeah, as far as we know, the student hasn't come forward and said anything.
Was there a witness? None of this happened.
Okay.
None of it happened. Nothing happened. Okay. The student, what grade is he teaching?
He's teaching middle school.
Okay.
Which is kind of scary because he's a kid.
Right. Listen. I am a high school teacher. Okay? Your brother has to decide a couple things. Number one, is he afraid of the kids? If your brother is afraid of the kids, he needs to get a new job. Okay? He will not be effective and he will not be happy if he is afraid of these kids. Okay? I'm being as brutally honest with you as I can. If you are afraid of a middle school child who called you and spit on you and advanced towards you, you are in the wrong profession.
I know, it's just that the kid got hurt.
Okay. Did the kid's parent come in?
No.
Nothing happened. It was 2 weeks ago. Nothing happened. There's no video? It was in the classroom? Not in the hallway?
No, it was in the classroom.
Nothing happened.
Okay.
Kid's fine. Kid's not hurt.
Okay.
Kid got a scratch. Your brother's fine. God forbid, the kid decides to tell the principal.
Yeah.
It happened two weeks ago. He's not. Well, let's say the kid does. Okay? Your brother's going to be like, listen, I was talking to that kid. He tripped and fell.
Yeah.
I asked him if he was okay. Kid told me he was fine.
Yeah, and just like, he could probably defend himself in some way, right?
I didn't push that kid. Kid tripped and fell.
Yeah.
He called me a n***er.
Yeah.
Kid tripped and fell. I didn't push him. Right? Of course, I'm not an attorney. I don't know who your brother is. I don't want to know who your brother is. Don't tell me who your brother is.
Okay. I was worried about this incident, like about the kid getting injured and like coming forward and...
Did the kid fill out any medical reports?
I don't know.
If he did, your brother would have had his ass dragged up to the Board of Education 2 weeks ago. If anybody wants to speak to your brother and call him up into the principal's office or call him up to the Board of Education, the first thing your brother's going to do is going to call me.
Okay.
And he's going to say, I want my union rep here. He's going to give the kid a 65, right? He's not going to fail the kid?
No,
he's not going to fail the kid. He's going to get that kid out of his fucking classroom and move on fresh for September.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell him that.
Right. He's going to pass him and give him a 65. And God forbid anybody calls him in. Your brother has no idea. Yeah, the kid tripped and fell, but I asked him, he said he was perfectly fine. Yeah, Dad told me he was fine. I didn't touch him. It's 2 weeks later, and now the kid's going to accuse me of pushing him? What, is he out of his mind? It happened 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Supposedly this incident happened 2 weeks ago. Why wouldn't he come and tell you if I'd really pushed him? Why is he waiting until now? This is ridiculous. He tripped and fell. I asked him if he was okay. He told me yes. Because they're going to, why didn't you report it to the nurse? He was after school. There was no nurse.
Yeah, I know.
He was after school. I talked to the kid for 2 minutes. He told me he was fine.
Yeah. It's just...
Listen. Your brother's not a job.
Because he's a part of like this really like troubled group of friends, like little group, of kids.
Scumbags, yeah. He's got a scumbag group, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know those groups.
Yeah.
They're wannabes. So the kids all act tough, especially in middle school. They all act tough. They have no balls. Okay, I do home instruction. I'm a middle-aged woman. Okay, I go all over town into people's shithole houses, and I never worry. Now, trust me, I know dirtbags. I have taught the dirtbags. They have a whole dirtbag class at the high school. I've taught the dirtbag class, okay?
So they just like group them, like
Yes,
the trouble, okay.
they do, okay? They used to, okay? I have taught the dirtbag class. That's not what they call it, but it's the dirtbag class. It's the biggest fucking pieces of shit. I have worked.
It's kids that like get called out and then
All the time.
it's like detention, but during the day,
Yes.
they'll just
Well, that's their whole class. Their whole class is the dirtbag class. They all travel together in a pack.
okay.
I'm not afraid of those kids.
Yeah.
There's no need to be afraid of those kids. The kid called your brother a n***. He spit at your brother. Your brother pushed him. He fell down. And what did the kid do?
Yeah, I guess you didn't tell anyone.
He didn't tell anyone. How come?
Well, probably because he did something bad, right?
That's right. Just as nervous as your brother is about having pushed that kid attacked your brother and called him a n*** and spit on him.
Right.
That kid is shitting in his pants. They both have something over the other one. The kid didn't tell on your brother because the kid doesn't want your brother telling anybody he called him a n*** and spit on him.
Mm-hmm.
Who's more afraid here? The kid. Why is the kid afraid? Because the kid doesn't want to get kicked out of school. He doesn't want to go into the old ed program next year. They have an alternative program for 8th graders. They take them out of the middle school and they put them into the 9th grade. I know those kids. They're the scumbag crew. He doesn't want to be with the truly scumbag crew.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's keeping his mouth shut.
Right.
He knows about old ed. He doesn't want to go. So if he tells anybody that your brother pushed him, your brother's going to say, called me a n***, spit on me and pushed me. Your brother's not going to admit anything happened. I don't admit anything. Do you have any proof? Do you have any witnesses? The only witness is the scumbag kid who called your brother and spit at him.
And he's part of like a troubled group, I guess, right? So
He's got a record, right? At school.
Yeah.
Everybody knows he's trouble. Why is he bothering with this teacher?
right.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
Your brother's okay.
Okay.
If the kid wanted to make trouble for your brother, he would have done it 2 weeks ago.
Right. So like worse things. Like people have done worse things than him and like been fine. Like
This file, right here, this huge file.
oh boy.
This file right here is from a teacher who had sex with a student. Okay? They're not going to jail. You know what this whole file is about? It's about whether or not they get to keep their pension.
Okay.
Sex with a teenage girl.
Okay.
Is he going to jail? How come? Because the child's on pressing charges.
Oh.
Proof there was sex.
Okay.
Okay? There's no proof. Is there proof your brother did anything?
Well, no.
No?
Okay.
There's a dirtbag kid's 2-week-old accusation that your brother pushed him and he fell down. Are the wounds healed? Was there any broken bones? Or did he get a scratch on his neck?
I don't know. I think
Got a scratch?
I think there was like blood on his
He
hand.
got a scratch.
Yeah.
He got a scratch. Now this is a bad kid. I don't know where he got a scratch. He probably got in a fight. Yeah, he tripped and fell in my room, but he was perfectly fine. There was no blood. I don't know what the hell happened. I was kidding. He was good. He was fine. Let's remember, there is no videotape. There's no accusation. There's no witness. That equals no problem.
Okay. Yeah, I guess a word for him, you know?
He's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Is it me? Or does that woman remind you of the counselor from the movie Role Models? Yeah, it would be funny if it wasn't so serious. But we've now seen on back-to-back days Project Veritas release videos of union heads in New Jersey, and I'm sure this is widespread all over the country, who are more than willing to bend the truth or lie to cover up the abuse of middle school children. And even more disturbing, we've seen that they are more than willing to protect sexual predators. We're talking about pedophiles.
Do you think class size, teacher compensation, and school revenue have much to do with education quality? If so, the conclusion is inescapable that we are living in a golden age. From 1955 to 1991, the U.S. pupil-teacher ratio dropped 40%. The average salary of teachers rose 50% in real terms, and the annual expense per pupil, inflation-adjusted, soared 350%. What other hypothesis, then, might fit the strange data I'm about to present? Forget the 10% drop in SAT and achievement test scores the press beats to death with regularity. How do you explain the 37% decline since 1972 in students who score above 600 on the SAT? This is an absolute decline, not a relative one. It's not affected by an increase in unsuitable minds taking the test or an increase in the numbers. The absolute body count of smart students is down drastically, with a test not more difficult than yesterday's, but considerably less so. What should be made of a 50% decline among the most rarefied group of test takers, those who score above 750? In 1972, there were 2,817 American students who reached this pinnacle. Only 1,438 did in 1994, when kids took a much easier test. Can a 50% decline occur in 22 years without signaling that some massive leveling in the public school mind is underway? In a real sense, where your own child is concerned, you might best forget scores on these tests entirely as a reliable measure of what they purport to assess. I wouldn't deny that mass movements in these scores in one direction or another indicate something is going on, and since the correlation between success in schooling and success on these tests is close, then significant score shifts are certainly measuring changes in understanding. Between 1960 and 1998, the non-teaching bureaucracy of public schools grew 500%. But oversight was concentrated into fewer and fewer hands. The 40,520 school districts with elected boards this nation had in 1960 shriveled to 15,000 by 1998. On the college rung of the school ladder, between 1960 and 1984, the quality of undergraduate education at America's 50 best-known colleges and universities altered substantially. According to a 1996 report by the National Association of Scholars, these schools stopped providing broad and rigorous exposure to major areas of knowledge for the average student, even at decidedly unaverage universities like Yale and Stanford. In 1964, more than half of these institutions required a thesis or comprehensive for the bachelor's degree. By 1993, 12% did. Over the same period, the average number of classroom days fell 16%, and the requirements in math, natural science, philosophy, literature, composition, and history almost vanished. Rhetoric, the most potent of the active literacies, completely vanished. And foreign language, once required at 96% of the great colleges, fell to 64%.
I myself and many other brave truth-tellers routinely talk about the dangers of corporate government partnerships, corporate government monopolies, in which the big corporations buy off the politicians. The politicians make millions of dollars, and the corporations make billions of dollars. But there is something else that is just as dangerous, that is not talked about nearly as much. Mega unions have the potential to be just as dangerous and just as destructive as mega corporations in the United States of America. And there's perhaps no better example of this than teachers' unions. Teachers' unions in America have become so tremendous, so immensely powerful and influential that they themselves have destroyed education. Politicians make millions of dollars from these unions, and billions of dollars change hands. And the unions rig the education system through law so that the teachers, so that the higher-ups in the unions are put ahead of the students and the goal of education itself. There is no reason that school choice is not widely acceptable to children all over the United States of America. That charter schools aren't available to children all over the United States of America. That people aren't able to opt out of paying school taxes to a school they don't want to send their child to. There is no reason that the federal government controls the American education system. Education should be sent back to the state level, and when it gets to the state level, it should be sent back to the local level, so that parents can meet in town meetings and vote over how they want their school structured and formatted and what happens in their child's education. But until that happens, we cannot rely on the federal government. And I'm not going to rely on the federal government anymore. I often look at how I can make an impact, where I could change the world, and I have no doubt that this is the area I can do it. Moving forward, I will be putting a tremendous amount more focus on the American education system and how we could change things from the grassroots level. And there is no better way to do that than educating our children ourselves. There is unschooling, which is a good thing to look into, and there is homeschooling. And over the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 20 years, I am going to make it my mission to normalize the idea of homeschooling and providing an example of how it can be done so people can get over the mental roadblocks that prevent them from homeschooling and erode and eradicate all stigma that comes with it. Join me on this journey. Be part of something great. I hope you share this link. I hope you continue to follow my page because we are going to change the world. Support me financially, www.patreon.com/FFRnews, as little as $1 monthly. Over the next few years, I am going to be rolling out a plan to normalize homeschooling in the United States of America. Please follow my blog on Steemit. I am Tom Anderson on Steemit. I upload these videos to Bitchute, TomFFRnews. I'm Tom Anderson on Gab, TomFFRnews on Facebook, TomFFRnews on Minds. Thank you so much.